Beautiful. So beautiful. That was Kelli Marshall. Beautiful. Oh,
where am I? Where am I?
hey.
Oh,
And here we all are. Welcome, Jay.
Thank you.
Welcome, Kelli Marshall.
Annie.
Hey, Cassandra. All right, welcome everyone. So we're back with the Borderless Lounge crew. We are all artists that are performing tonight, and we just saw Kelli Marshall dance, and we're gonna have a few more videos. Kelli, want to tell us like a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, so Ani, Bojo, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good night. So I am an Anishinaabe or Ojibway from the Mississauga territory of Hiawatha. Like I said in my introduction there. So not too far from Nagojwin. I am a dancer, storyteller, facilitator. I also work at Best Buy. I teach dance through the pandemic. I have been doing online powwow boot camps, keeping me busy, so that's good. Yeah, so keeps me in shape. I enjoy dancing and teaching people for sure. The dance that you just saw actually was the same one that I sent you because I thought, so now you have two side steps. So now I feel like I got to do it straight and send it to you because I thought the side step was the one that went missing.
Yeah, actually, it turns out that they didn't go missing. We've had, so sometimes the videos like just don't play, and then when you play them in VLC Media Player, they work. And yeah, that's been the most interesting thing. Like, tech is just so weird. I just don't understand it. So yeah, now we just have more videos.
Yeah. So the dance that you just seen, so that is the Anishinaabemowin's contribution to the powwow trail, or the Ojibway's contribution. It's an Ojibway dance. It's the healing dance. So like there's a lot of responsibility that comes with being a jingle dress dancer. Sobriety is a big one, but sobriety is big in any style of dance or any ceremony that we have, obviously. But so I dance for community. I dance for like individual people because it is the healing dance. So we're called on. Like if you've seen any of the Canada Day or any of the marches that we've had for residential schools with the children that they're starting to find. So jingle dress dancers are generally like they're called for that. They're healing for the community and for those children. So I did those marches. So if you've seen, yeah. So we're doing more. So stay tuned because we're doing more. I'm holding an event in August. I'm actually raffling a PS5 right now to raise money so that I can pay an honorarium for the survivors for speaking, and I'm gonna have a big drum show if I come. And like a lot of Indigenous people, like gigging as part of their income, right? And with the pandemic, it's been harder, so I want to be able to give them something to come and make some kind of money, as well as doing it for the survivors to share their stories. So normally it would, for something like that, you would offer sema. So sema is one of our 4 sacred medicines. And so if you ever go to a ceremony or you're speaking or you're getting a teaching, a lot of the time you give sema to an elder, or if you're asking for something, you're asking for guidance. We believe in balance, so if we're going to ask for something, we're going to give it. So we offer that sema as to maintain that balance. We're going to ask for guidance. We're going to give sema, a give and take. It's all about balance. So, yeah, so that's the healing dance. So if you go to a powwow and you know anybody who is suffering mentally, physically, spiritually, you can offer the jingle dress dancer tobacco, and she'll pray with that. And when I raise my fan, so in a powwow song, there's normally 4 pickups, 4 honor beats. So I raise my fan, and it's an eagle feather fan, and we believe that Megazeth, or eagles, fly closest to the creator. So when we're raising on those honor beats, we're raising up those prayers and that good medicine. And then at the end of the song, we have a sacred fire, and we put Peter and the tobacco that was given to us, and we put that into the sacred fire so that those can go up to the Creator.
That's wonderful. That's powerful. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, and how can we support you? Is there like any other way that we can support your endeavors?
Well, you want to buy a raffle ticket for a PS5?
Yeah.
And then I will, when I have the flyer ready, I'll send the flyer to you so you can share it. My idea is that I would like to have survivors speak. So it's not only are we honoring those children who didn't come home, because we know our elders have been telling us forever that those babies, those bodies were there. We knew it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We weren't taught in the curriculum. Our elders.
You didn't need the proof.
No, like our family members knew, right? Like my grandfather came back in body, but not in spirit. So, and that's what happened to a lot of folks, unfortunately. So, because it was illegal for us to practice our culture. So the fact that I'm here today and I'm able to go out and teach, like one of the things I did pre-pandemic was I would teach about community maps. So it kind of became my niche. And the things in there are just atrocious. Like, you know, they didn't like educated Indigenous people. So if you went to school, you went to university, you lost your status. Like there were so many, you know, one survivor was saying that when she was in residential school, they told her that they didn't have a soul, that she didn't have a soul, Indigenous people didn't have souls.
Wow.
She had to change
that. Right.
Right, in 1962, in the church. This wasn't legislation, but it was what they believed in the church. They actually had to change that. It was in 1962. We weren't allowed to leave the reserve without an Indian agent giving us permission. We couldn't gather in groups of more than 3 because we'd be arrested for protest. So what I would like to do is I want to honor the survivors as well, because it's because of them trying to keep our culture alive that we're able to do. Like I'm here and I'm performing, you know, jingle, and I'm doing fancy. And every time I do it, I'm proud of that, because growing up, I wasn't, like my grandfather was self-loathing because he was taught to be Indigenous was to be wrong, right?
Yeah, and how do you erase that? How do you get rid of that? You can't.
It's going to take a long time, but right now, like here I am, I'm showcasing, or I'm demonstrating my styles of dance, and I'm giving you teachings, and that's something we wouldn't have been able to do back then, right? So I think our existence is the resistance. You know, the more we get out there, the more we teach, and education is key to beating those stigmas. And just things like this is a good step, right? Education and love. That's how you come back at it. So the event that I want to have Indigenous artists kind of perform for those survivors as a thank you. You know, thank you for getting through that and maintaining our culture and what you went through for us to be able to be here today to practice, and for keeping those teachings. You know, even if you did it silently and you paid a price for it, you kept it. And now we're here today, and we're able to share, and we're able to express ourselves. Like I wear my big old beaded earrings every day to work because I am unapologetically Indigenous, and growing up, it was hard for me. So it's great having that pride to who we are. So it's great, right? So just even coming to the event, you know, would be amazing.
Yeah, well, definitely. Thank you, Cassandra, for linking some info about the raffle in the chat. So guys, check that out.
Oh, thank you. That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll definitely share the flyer when you get it out. And yeah, the community has to bolster each other and take care of each other. And I definitely want us to be there with you in doing that. So thank you.
Yeah. Do you have the date for the live event or no?
Oh, I'm thinking for the raffle. The raffle I'm going to do on August 6th, but I'm thinking the date's going to be August 28th. The only thing I was I think is in my head, I had this big thing, right? So I wanted to have a sacred fire because I felt I'm asking elders to speak, or knowledge keepers to speak, or survivors to speak. Having a sacred fire there for those prayers meant a lot to me, but I'm thinking that's not going to happen. So I will definitely let you know as soon as I know. I'm hoping to perhaps maybe have a fire in Hiawatha and the event here, but it being separate just a lot of things to work through.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but I'll definitely keep you updated. But I'm thinking the date is going to be August 28th for sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
Marking it.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
No problem.
Yeah.
Once you get me talking, sometimes you actually need to tell me to.
No, are you kidding me?
I just wanted to ask too, right? Well, not really. Am I allowed to ask? Like, I don't
Yes,
know.
please go ahead. That's why we're all here. I'm hoping, that we're just like connecting, like we're all sharing each other's art, like our lives, like let's just do it, like we're supporting each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, what does because this is borderless, right? That means anywhere. And I just love the fact that you took up space in that room. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you took up the embodiment who you were and who you are, and like all of that history just took up space in that room in that dance. And I think that for me was like so powerful. I think my question was in terms of the rhythm and the body hitting like touching the floor. Do you feel like there's some, like, I don't know, if there's like some spiritual connection when you hit the floor and your body connecting to the space and you filling up that room? What does that mean to you in that way?
Oh, absolutely. So the drum, so it's the heartbeat of Mother Earth. So normally we do it on grass, right? So you're connecting with Shikmakwe. So that is the Anishinaabe word for Mother Earth. And translated, it means she who provides. So
I love that.
You're on Mother Earth, definitely. And that's what it is, right? So the English word for totem is derived or comes from the Ojibway word for clan, dotem. And in that, so everything focuses around the heartbeat, right? The essence of life. So totem or dotem, in that the word od or de, so that means strawberry, that's our fruit, means heart. Like every word kind of stems, you can get the word heart in. So
Even a good one, right?
yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, so Ojibway or anishinaabemowin is a living language. It's descriptive, right? So when you were burning sage, we say mishskode wash. So translated, that means like smoke grass, because when it's growing in the field, it's it kind of looks like smoke. So, but I'm literally going in 18 different places. Sorry. So dotem. So like the oda in there, it means heart. So the essence of who you are. So yeah, it's definitely a spiritual connection to literally everything, to community, to spirit, to culture. And sometimes even if I'm not dancing, I feel like that, because I feel a sense of pride now that I have. And my friend owns Riverside, and he's absolutely amazing, and he is so supportive and wonderful. So it is nice. He had no problem with me going in there and dancing and taking up space for a while. And I always feel respected and loved there for sure. And to be honest, I go places and I'll be in full regalia, and I'm not self-conscious, like, because I do feel that connection. And I've always felt the connection to the jingle dress. It's always been my favorite. It's helped me feel like I believe in that dress. I believe in the power of that dress. I believe it has a spirit, and it is healing. And I put everything into it. So yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there is a spiritual connection for sure. And like my great grandmother, I don't think she ever was able to dance. So sometimes I feel like, it's nice that I get to take back and come back for what my ancestors were denied. So there's always that element as well when I'm dancing.
Yeah, the spirit continued on, even though, not everyone gets to express it. Like, it picks up, you picked it up, and you're like, I can feel the energy too, definitely. And I love that you're totally, I don't know, I feel like a lot of us are reconnecting with our roots, like a lot more, not reconnecting, just feeling a little bit more pride. I don't know whether the pandemic made this better for you guys, but I feel like something about being at home and just like kind of stewing in yourself and thinking about your family and thinking about where you're from and like what you love doing and what brings you joy and passion. I feel like I don't know if you guys have been feeling that way, more connected to your culture and your roots throughout the pandemic, or wanting to like come out and like your spirit wanting to burst out. Because personally, me, like I want to dance a lot more than I used to, and I feel like that's my grandmother's spirit as well, like coming through me and not having to like not being able to dance in the way that I can dance right now, and I'm like picking it up, and I'm like, I feel like it's related to the pandemic, because I don't know if I would want to show that before, because I was so like, I don't know, I'll hide that part of myself. But coming out of the pandemic, it's like you want to, I don't know, who do you want to be now? Who are you becoming in this like period of isolation is so interesting. I don't know.
Almost like a shedding of the skin moment where we were in a sort of hibernation, and then now we're coming out into the world again, and things have changed. We've all changed. And what does that look like, and what are we creating now? And I think to kind of go off of what you're saying and reflect on Kelli, like being so proud and unapologetically herself. Like I feed so much on people like you. Like I think seeing people who just are who they are, and that's it, and that is so inspiring to me. Yeah.
I think. Sorry.
Go.
No, I think Kelli, and also you make a good point too, Cassie. Like she's so grounded in their story and grounded in their tradition, and you know, for me, during like the wake of George Floyd and all of Black Lives Matter and stuff that happened in Indigenous communities, it just made me wonder, like, what is my story, like my people's story. And so I started reading all of the Black literature, reading about Caribbean literature, and then their story is my story, right? And so going back into those things and finding strength in those stories allow me in this pandemic to actually make it through, right? So yeah, really touch on something I think is dearest to me, knowing who you are, knowing where you come from, and the why, and being grounded in that. Yeah,
it makes like I find it makes life so much easier when you stand in that confidence, you know. So whenever somebody says something negative or derogatory towards you, it's almost like it doesn't roll off your back, but it's like you like it definitely fills a void in you that you didn't even know was missing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. The thing too is like the dance is, you know, it's not something, you know, it's not something dead.
No.
It's a living, vibrant cultural thing, right? And that feeds into uh, the lifeblood of a community, of a people, of an identity. And so, you know, seeing you in that space, seeing you in that moment dancing is just, for me, it's also, I know it's a condolence, but it's also, for me, those celebratory. I don't know how you feel about that, you know?
No, it's it's absolutely like we're here, we're still thriving.
Yeah.
And you're right, it does have its own like life force. So my dresses, when I take them off, I kind of air them out, and then they're always hung up. They're always protected. My eagle feathers, you shouldn't let them touch the ground, anyways. But I have a fan case; it never touches the ground. I used to refer to it as my children's little brother. It's like, oh, hold your brother, like, you know, like they're respected. So if you were at a powwow or you were dancing and you dropped an eagle feather and it fell on the ground, for example, so the whole powwow would stop. and there would be an eagle pickup song, and there would be 4 men's traditional dancers, one for each direction, and they do a song and they dance around that feather, and then they off its back, they pick it up. So they literally, like, we treat it like it's a man down, like it's a veteran, like with all the respect, and we respect that feather, and we respect that life force that's with that feather. So yeah, and eagle feathers are like, there's no buying them, so you earn them, you can trade them, like trade for them, barter for them, but they're earned for work that you do in the community.
Absolutely.
So everything on your, like everything on my regalia is treated like it is its own spiritual, you know, like it's yeah. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It has its own kind of energy and its own spirit, and that's how it's treated.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,